What's up, Michael Jordan collectors and investors? So I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. So on this show, we cover the base rookie card, the sticker rookie card, and also the 84 Star XRC. I also cover all the major Michael Jordan items in the auction houses. Speaking of the auction houses, we just had Robert Edwards auctions in last night, so we'll be taking a look at that. So Card Gems here. Welcome to my channel. This is today's February 22nd Michael Jordan rookie card market report. All right, let's dig into this. So this is the Robert Edwards auction results from last night. So the PSA 10 ended at $612,000. They've already added the buyer's premium into these prices. So the PSA 10 Michael Jordan has came down a little bit, but it's selling about this, around that $600,000 mark. The last time I sold for $645,000, so it has came down a little bit. The sticker came down quite a bit because it last sold for $220,000 and it's down to $192,000. Look at this, 87 PSA 10 here, $45,600. That's quite a bit right there. The sticker was huge. Like I said, this sticker is really rare. This 87, it sold for $75,000. So this PSA 8 here sold for $19,800. This PSA 9 sold for $52,800. So that's came down considerably too. And here's a couple of third-year Fleer cards. So looks like this 10 here sold for $9,000, and this 10 sold for about $10,200, which is about a little bit below the average on these cards. So if we look at the heritage auctions are still going on, and they still have this 84 Star XRC right here. It's still up to $115,000. It hasn't moved in a few days. It still has 5 days left. So here's a 6. It just started. It's only $76. This one here hasn't started yet. Here's one with 6 days left. It's a PSA 9. It's got 18,000 right now. This one hasn't started. A few of these have not started yet. Yes, a few of these have not started. So this PSA 8 here is up to 15,500. This BGS 8 is up to 8,250, and this 7 is up to 6,500. And the 10 is up to 480,000. So with buyer's premium, that's up over 600,000. Well, actually, no, it's about 576,000 with the 20%. Here is a PSA 9. It's up to 41,000, and the SGC 95 is still sitting at 62,500. If we look at golden auctions, we have this star right here. It's graded a 9 and has a 10 auto on it. It's up to 260,000. This card is just going crazy. This PSA 10 is up to 450,000, and this PSA 10 is up to 425,000. This PSA 10 sticker is up to 130,000. Here's a PSA 10 sticker with the entire set of PSA 10 stickers up to 200,000 now. So here's a PSA 8 84 Star XRC. It's up to 72,000. There's a couple of second-year star cards. This is a quad 95. It's up to 10,000. Here's just minimum subs here. Has a 9 subgrade. It's up to 3,500. Here's a SGC 95. It's up to 45,000. And here's a BGS 95 up to 86,000. This has a 10 center and a 9 surface. And here's a PSA 9 with the entire raw set, and has one other graded card, which is a sticker, and it's like a S with the ST qualifier, which is a stain qualifier. Here's an 8.5. It's up to 12,000. Here's another 9, 28,000. Here's a 9 that's at 36,000. And here's a BGS 8.5. It's up to 7,500. So check Card Ladder. This PSA 1 has a pop of 130. For the past month, it has sold for $3,800 on average from 9 sales. Last sold for $4,450 on the 18th right here. And 125 is the spike for this card. That's the record high. If we check eBay, we have one here for $4,899. Buy it now. Here's one for $5,499. Has no bids. And here's one for 10,000, our best offer. So PSA 2 has a pop of 178 for the past month. That has sold 8 times for an average of 4,769. It last sold for 4,900 on the 20th, so very recent. The record high is 5,307. If we check eBay, we have one here for 4,400, no bids. Here's 5,995, our best offer. So that's the cheapest you can negotiate. And here's a couple more, 6,500, a couple more, 10,000. So PSA 3 has a pop of 330. For the past month, it's sold 7 times for an average of 5,716. It last sold for 5,100 on the 20th. And the record high is 6,250, which is right here on the 31st of January. So if we check eBay, we have one here for 3,938, 23 bids. Here's a new listing, 6,995 with no bids. And this is the cheapest that you can get a best offer by now, 8,500. And there's a few more options up here for a little bit higher prices. So PSA 4 has a pop of 674. For the past month, it's sold 11 times for 7,071 average. So it last sold for 5,700 on the 20th. And the record high is 8,595, which is right here on the 4th. If we check eBay, we have one for 5,101, 13 bids. Here's 5,200, 10 bids. Here's 5,400, 8 bids. 5,500, 5,688, 1 bid. And here's the cheapest that you can get it for a best offer. Buy it now for 6,600. And you have a few more options here. All right, PSA 5 has a pop of 1,030. It sold 18 times in the last month for an average of 7,425. Last sold for 7,350 on the 21st. So the record high was 8,600. Looks like right here on the 10th. If we check eBay, we have one here for 4,000, 1 bid. 5,323, 17 bids. Here's 6,999, no bids. 7,800, no bids. 9,500, our best offer. So that's the cheapest you can negotiate. And there's some more options right here. So PSA 6 has a pop of 1,686. For the past month, it sold 22 times for 8,890 average. Last sold for 7,300 on the 19th. The record high is 11,811. That's a huge spike because the next highest is just 9,723. So if we look on eBay, we got a new listing, 2024, 15 bids. Here's 3,486, a new listing, 1 bid. 4,050, 22 bids. 5,700, 5,800, 6,200. Here's 6,100, 7,300, 40 bids. 10,000, 45 bids. And here's 9,999, our best offer. So that's the cheapest you can negotiate. And here's a few more. So you can pretty much just pick and choose the best eye appeal and make some offers on all these cards. There's plenty of options there. So BGS 6 has a pop of 452. For the past month, it's sold only 3 times for an average of 7,333. Last sold for 7,050. And the record high is 7,070. So you want to try to find one that's between this current price and this average price here. If we look on eBay, we have one right here that's already up to 5,127. It's a new listing, 15 bids. So BGS 6.5, it has a pop of 626. For the past month, it sold 5 times for an average of 7,928. It last sold for 7,500 on the 21st. And the record high is 8,556 on the 18th. If we check eBay, we have one right here for 6,021 bids. That's the only one that's on auction. And then we got a buy it now for 9,500. No offers. And here's 15,000, our best offer right here. So that's the cheapest you can negotiate for that card. So BGS 7 has a pop of 966. For the past month, it sold only 5 times for an average of 10,699. Last sold for 9,500 on the 13th of February. And the record high is 12,700, which was on the 7th of February. If we check eBay, we have one here for $12,500, buy it now, and $13,500 or best offer. So that's the cheapest you can negotiate. And you have a couple of more options here. So Psa 7 has a pop of 3,390, so a large population. So sold 45 times in the last month, and it averaged 12,891. Last sold for 10,666 on the 21st. So the record high is 15,900, which was just back here on the 6th, so not that long ago. But since then, it's kind of declined here, and then it kind of went up a little bit, and then it started going down again, and it's kind of leveled off now. So if we check eBay, we have a new listing here for 2,175, 16 bids. Here's 4,000. Here's 5,300, 5,500. These all have a lot of bids here. 5,600 new listing, 5,600 new listing, 6,100 two bids, 6,400 30 bids. A lot of bids on these cars. 6,600, 7,000 13 bids. Here's 8,000 no bids. He only has 3 feedbacks, so that's probably why. 9,600 3 bids, 19 hours on that. 10,500 0 bids. 11,000 no bids. 12,000 buy it now new listing. And here's 12,337 bids. So yeah, see the larger account here, Probstein, it still gets bids up to 12,000. So here's 12,895 buy it now. Here's 13,000 buy it now, and you got plenty of more options here. Here's the cheapest that you can negotiate, best offer buy it now, 14,000, and there's plenty of more options up here. So if we look at the BGS 7.5, it has a pop of 1,451. For the past month, it sold 6 times for an average of 10,915. So it last sold for 9,875 on the 14th, and the record high was 13,000 on the 1st of February. If we check eBay, we have one for 4,700, 24 bids, 7,100. Here's 10,000, a new listing, no bids, 10,500 or best offer. So that's cheapest you can negotiate. And here's a few more options here. So Psa 8 has a pop of 7,765. Yes, this is a large population, but this is the most common grade of all the grades. Sold 78 times for an average of 19,524. Last sold for 17,122 on the 20th. The record high is 26,101, which was here on the 6th. Since then, it's been a little choppy, but overall, it's been trending a little bit down, and then it's kind of leveled off. These last, 6 or 7 sales have kind of just leveled off here at this, this average right here of 19,000. But let's see, most of these here, see 19, 18, and then these are kind of like in the high 17. So, yeah. So we got a new listing here for 1,000. Here's one for 2,000, new listing, 9,100, 10,000, 10,000, 10,000. A lot in 10,000 range. A lot of bids on these. 12,000 range. There's quite a few of them. 12,000 range. Here's 13,200, 13,850. Here's 13,900. Here's some in the Here's one for 14,314 bids. Top 30 eye appeal sticker on this, determined by PWCC. So here's 15,000 no bids, 14,999 new listing no bids. Here's 16,100. This has 37 bids, 1 hour left. Here's 17,332 bids, 1 hour left. 18,000 new listing, no bids. And here's one that you can negotiate with, 17,999 or best offer. And then you have plenty of more options here. If you go up, you could pretty much go through here and just pick the one with the very best eye appeal, the one that you think looks the best, and just make offers on it. There's plenty. There's about 70 listings to choose from. Plenty of options. So BGS 8 has a pop of 2,041. For the past month, it sold 21 times for an average of 13,701. Last sold for 11,725 on the 18th over here. And then this huge spike here for 17,800 right here on the 7th. So only about about 12, 13 days ago for that spike. This is another card. It's kind of up and down, but overall it's trending down slightly. So we have one here for 5,049, 5 bids. Here's 6,036 bids, 8,000, 8,300, 8,400. Lots of bids on these. Here's 14,000, no bids. 14,775, no bids. 14,950. So this is the cheapest you can negotiate right here, accepting offers. And then you have plenty of more options up here. 16,500 a best offer. Lots of options on that card. So SGC 8, no population here. So they don't put the population, but I'll give you the population in a minute. So the past month, there's only been 3 sales, and it's averaged for 16,396. Last sold for 16,100 on the 18th, and the record high is 19,000 here on the 5th. So let's go look at the 8.5 as well. Again, I'll give you the population after this card. So there's only been 3 sales of this card as well, and it averaged 18,418. The last sale was 17,655 on the 16th, and the record high is 2,099, which was just on the 15th. So talking about those populations, so the 8 has a pop of 385, so not very many, and the 8.5 has a pop of 358, so very similar to the PSA 8.5. The 9 has a pop of 216. The 9.5, there's only 25, and the 10, there's only 25. And the gold label 10, which is like the black label in BGS, there's only 1. So if we look on eBay, we have 8.5 here for 15,050, 50 bids. Here's another 8.5. This is the best offer buy now, 18,950. And here's another one for best offer buy now, 23,500. And this is the only 8 available, 24,999 are best offer. So if we check the BGS 8.5, it has a pop of 2,538. So a lot more of these 8.5s than there are the SGC or the PSA. For the past month, it sold 15 times for an average of 17,531. So it last sold for 12,000 on the 21st, so very recently. And 23,100 was a spike, which was just back on the 4th here. But since then, it's kind of been trending down. So let's look on eBay. We have one here for 5,000, 6 bids, 5,100, 45 bids, 7,700, 34 bids, 8,300, 9,300. Lots of bids on these 9,300, 13,814, 29 bids, 1 hour left. 15,000, no bids. 16,923, no bids. And this is the cheapest you can negotiate here. 19,750 our best offer, and you have plenty of more options here to choose from. Look, you can look at these subs and try to get the highest subs. Be a more premium card. So here's the PSA 8.5. See, it only has a pop of 386. So for the past month, it sold 7 times for an average of 32,846. Last sold for 27,500 on the 18th. And the record high is 43,400, which was just here on the 2nd. But since then, it has trended down, and now it's kind of leveled off the last 2 sales at that price. So 12,128 bids. That is the cheapest one so far. Here's 18,046 bids. This has 41 minutes left, so this will be one to watch right here. And then we have a couple of more in the 40,000 range or best offer. Here's some in the 50,000 range. Here's 69,000. So take a look at those. So the SGC 9, remember this has a pop of 216. For the past month, there's only been 3 sales for an average of 39,218. And it last sold for 31,923. And that was just on the 18th. And the record high was 57,600, which was on the 3rd. So not that long ago. So if we check eBay, we have one here that's a new listing for $9.99. That won't stay like that for very long. So here's one for 11,624 bids, basically 4 days left. And here's a buy it now for 49,995. And you got more options here. Here's best offer, buy it now, 49,000. All right, so PSA 9. This has a pop of 2,768. It has a star here. The star means that this card has been selected as a representation of the whole general market Michael Jordan trend. So this is a card that Card Ladder uses to determine the trend of the entire Michael Jordan market. They have a new graph that they have that looks at the entire Michael Jordan market. So it's a pretty cool graph. I might incorporate that into future videos. We'll have to take a look at that and study it. So for the past month, this card has sold 30 times for an average of 64,589. Last sold for 55,544 in the 21st. So quite a drop off from the average here, and big drop off from this record high right here of 88,999, which was just on the 8th. But to be fair, that was quite a spike because the next highest was just 79,000. And then right after this spike, it was at 75,000. 75. So this card had been averaging around, like 75,000. This spike was just kind of an anomaly. But it has trended down, and it's kind of been up and down. It's kind of leveled off here at this 55,000, So we got one here for 22,622. Here's 30,667 bids. Here's 50,000 no bids. This guy has very low feedback, so might be why. Here's 50,155 bids. Here's 61,500 buy it now, and this is actually a good seller, so, and no takers on that. Here's 63,500 a best offer, so this is the cheapest you can negotiate, and you have plenty of more options on this card here. Lots of options in the 60s and 70s. So if we look at the BGS 9, it has a pop of 1,641. So for the past month, it sold 18 times for 38,691 average. Last sold for 27,900, so 10,000 below the average. So this card is trending down as well. The record high was 56,000, which was a huge spike here on the 7th, because the next highest was just at 47,000. It had never broken 50,000 until it hit that high. So if we look on eBay, we have a new listing for 10,000, 8 bids. There's 25,126 bids, 25,125 bids, 25,127 bids, 28,455, 52 bids. And here's 40,000 or best offer. So this is the cheapest you can negotiate. And you have plenty of more options here like the 40s. So we look at the SGC 95. Remember, this has a pop of 25. And we're looking at the 3 months because it doesn't sell very often. 3 months, there's only been 4 sales. And it last sold for 125,000 on the 31st of January. It had to average 55,000 for the 4 sales. So there are none on live auction, but we got those 2 that are in the big auction houses. So it's a good cards to watch. So this BGS 95 has a pop of 526 for the past month or 3 months. This is actually 3 months. It sold 11 times for an average of 82,955. So it last sold for 95,100 on the 18th. And the record high is 162,500. This record high is for a high end. Remember, these BGS cards have subs, and when you get to the 9.5s, these subs really matter. So if you have a quad 9.5 and above, that's a high end card. So that's what gets this 162,000 price tag right here. This 95,100. This is not a huge drop off. This is actually a new high for the low ends, which is, has the minimum subs, which has 19 sub. So this is actually a new record for that card. So, which was right here, was on the 18th. So record high for that card and a record high for the high end just before that. So this card is, as far as I can tell, this card is still climbing in value, but we'll see. We have one in a big auction house right now. And if we look on eBay, there are none on live auctions. We just have these buy it nows and best offers. But this one has a 9 on the centering, 169,000 or best offer. And here's 175,000 or best offer. This has a 9 on the surface. This has a 9 on the corners, 182,000 or best offer. Here's 199,000 or best offer. This has a 9 center. This one has a 9 on the edges, 200,000 or best offer. This one is a quad 9.5 all the way across 200,000. Buy it now, so no offers. You just have to buy it for that price, which is, the record is 162,000, so that's kind of high for that card. So this has a 9 on the surface, 239,000, our best offer. Here's 250,000, our best offer. This has a 9 on the surface. 300,000, buy it now, 9 on the surface. So this price is ridiculous because they're not even taking offers. So here's 329,000, buy it now, and this is a quad 9.5 with a 10 on the surface. So that is a very high-end card. So this comes with the pair. This has a 9 on the surface, and this is a sticker rookie card, 9.5, which the record is 69,999 on the card, which was a kind of an old sale. So that could be actually worth more than that now. So you get the pair for about 400,000, our best offer. Here's a pair. This has 9 on the corners, and this has 9 on the, this is 9 on the edges and 9 on the corners. And these are very nice looking cards. So this is 550,000, our best offer for those pair. Here's another quad 9.5 and above with a 10 on the surface. So another high-end card for basically 600,000, our best offer. So pretty crazy price on that, but he's taking offers. So PSA 10 has a pop of 315 for the past 3 months. It sold 10 times for an average of 363,000. It just sold recently for 612,000 on the 20th. So it's still kind of trending down from its high of 720,000, which this is 2 separate sales right here together. So a pair for 720. And then it sold for 645,000, which was quite a drop off, and then it's still kind of trending down. So if we look on eBay, we did have one that was at 575,000 yesterday, and that card has dropped off. And as far as I can tell, it was not a sale, so the seller just ended that listing for whatever reason. But we have this one here for $1 million, our best offer, and we got this one for $1,200,000, our best offer, which also comes with the sticker rookie card, which is sold for 200,000 plus. So if we check out the recently ended, so we have this BGS Authentic Altar that sold for 3,473,048 bids. Here's a PSA 9 that sold for 53,430 70 bids. So that's about what they're selling for now, those mid 50s. Here's a PSA 7 that sold for 10,849 bids. Here's a PSA 8 that sold for 13,958 one bid. So, wow, that's quite a bargain for that buyer. So BGS 5.5 is sold for 6,000 and only 36 bids. So here's a PSA 8, 15,000, only 2 bids. So this was actually a lot of bids. I don't know why I said that, but this is not a lot of bids. But that's how a lot of them have been going, because guys are listing them for this high price to try to protect themselves, their investment. So they're just getting like 1 or 2 bids right there at the end. So here's a PSA 8 that sold for buy it now 17,900. So here's a SGC 45. So it's like a 3.5. It sold for 5,034 bids. Let me double check that. Double check that. Make sure that that's actually a 3.5 card. Yeah, because this old label, sometimes it gets confusing. You see a 4.5, you think it's like a 4 or a 4.5, but it's actually a 3.5. And this one had really good eye appeal on it. Looks like it has some surface stuff going on. So yeah, 5,000 for that 3.5. So here's a BGS 8.5. Buy it now, 3,800. So this right here was probably a scam, if I had to guess, because nobody's going to sell their 8.5 for 3,800. So it's something you got to watch out for. And there's 2 of them right here, because we know that these 8.5s, they sell for around 15,000, 12 to 15,000. No one's going to sell them for that cheap, unless they've been living in a cave. I doubt it very much. And if they've been watching my videos, they definitely know that that's not right. So PSA 7 sold for 11,247 bids. PSA 4 sold for 6,600. Buy it now. Here's a BGS 3.5 sold for 4,215, 19 bids. And here's a BGS 9 that sold for 25,146 bids on that one. So let's check out the sticker. So this is the PSA 10. Has a pop of 319. For the past 3 months, it sold 5 times, and it last sold for 192,000, which was that sale that just happened on the 20th. So that was the one that just happened in the Robert Edwards auction. So it's already been confirmed. So the average has been 120,000 for these 5 sales in the last 3 months, and the record high is 200,100. That's the record confirmed high, which was just on the 4th here. So if we look at the BGS 9.5, this doesn't sell very often, so it has a pop of 32 for the past 3 months. There's only been 3 sales, and it last sold for 69,000, and that was way back on the 30th of January. So a lot's happened since then. The card has went up and it's went down, so we don't really know what the value is, but I guarantee you it's higher than this right here if it was to sell today. The average is only 37,125 on that card. So if we look at the the PSA 9, so PSA 9 has 1,878 population. Past 3 months, it sold 73 times. So let's cut that down to 1 month. It sold 42 times. So let's actually look at the 2 weeks. So it sold 17 times in this 2 week span, and it's averaged at 23,414 for 2 weeks. Last sold for 19,321 on the 21st, and the record high is 31,100, which I believe is right here on the 11th. So if we look at the BGS 9, it has a pop of 223. So 2 weeks there's only been 1. So 1 month there's only been 2 sales, and an average of 12,129. It last sold for 13,259 on the 18th, and that's also the record high on that card right there. So if we look at the PSA 8.5, it has a pop of 73. It's sold only 5 times in the last month, and it's from this graph it was trending up because it last sold for 15,000, but that was on the 7th, so it might be a little bit down from that. The average is 10,580. So if we look at the PSA 8, has a pop of 3,480. It's sold 24 times in the last month, and its average is 7,963. It last sold for 5,327 on the 21st. So this card is trending down from that record high right here of 13,500, which wasn't that long ago. It was on the 3rd. So, you know, card's trending down a little bit, but that is the most common grade. So if we look at the PSA 7, it has a pop of 1,314. It sold 48 times in the last month. So everyone's trying to cash in on their card here. So it's average 3,882, and the current price, which is last sold 3,087 on the 21st. So this card is also trending down, but it's actually kind of leveled off a little bit since it came down from this record high of 5,150. So if we look at the PSA 6, has a pop of 844. It's sold 18 times in the last month, so people are trying to cash this card in as well. So it's been averaging at 2,707. Last sold for 2,262 on the 21st, and the record high was 3,505. So it's came down since then. That record high was just right here on the 13th, so it wasn't that long ago. You know, a lot happens in a little bit of time in this Jordan market. So the last one in the database, the card ladder database, is this 5 right here, PSA 5. It sold 29 times, so people are really trying to cash this card in. So it last sold for 2,049 on the 18th, and the average is 2,326. So if you're buying this card, you want to try to get in between these two numbers here. The record high was 2,899, which was on the 13th, or on the 12th. So that's the last sticker in the card ladder database. If you want more grades added or more grading companies added, you want your particular card added, you get a membership with these guys, and then you can request it, and they will consider it. So if we look at the Star, so once again, this BGS 9.5, I keep showing it, and we all know that it hasn't sold in a very long time, actually years. because it only has a pop of 3. Last sold for $52,500 back in 2015. We all have been waiting for this card to surface to see what it would go for, because it would definitely go in the 6-figure range, but we have none. So let's go to the BGS 9. So this has a higher pop. This has 68. So there's plenty of these, but no one is selling them. So no sales data for the past month. So we're going to have to go to 3 months. And there's only been one sale right here on the 22nd of December for $34,500. This sale is way out of date. This card is worth a lot more than that. Because if we look at the 8.5 here, it has a pop of 237. If we look at this 8.5, it has 6 sales, and its last sale was $52,600 on the 18th, which is very recent. So this is actually after the spike. So that tells you that this card is more valuable, which makes the 9 even more valuable. The average is $35,450, but this goes 3 months back, so before everything had spiked. The record high is $55,600. That is more closer to the spike window. So if we look at the BGS 8, has a pop of 234. So this card is just climbing. Has 6 sales in the last 3 months and averaged $21,150. Last sale was on the 21st for $39,950. That's also the record. So this card is just been going up and climbing. So if we look at the 7.5, has a pop of 180. It's been 6 sales in the last 3 months and averaged $17,616. The last sold for $32,600 on the 18th. So similar pattern here to the 8. And that was also the record high, that $32,600. So if we look at the 7, has a pop of 92. So it's only sold 2 times in the past month for $8,627 on average. Last sold for $10,500 on the 22nd of January. So this is another price that's well out of date. So looking at the 6.5, it has a pop of 40. And this is only sold 1 time in the past 3 months, which was back on the 21st of January for $15,000. This is another price point that is way out of date, because there is a 6. They don't have the 6 in their database, but a 6 has sold recently. Matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and show that here in a minute. But let's look at the ones that are listed. Here's a authentic altered one for $30,000 or best offer. Here's a new listing. This is at 7.5, $42,000. Buy it now. Here's another authentic altered $45,000 or best offer. Here's another 7.5, $46,500 starting bid, no bids. There's a 6.5 for $49,000 or best offer. There's $75,000 or best offer, and then it gets a little crazy from here. You got some 8.5s, and here's a 9 for $350,000 or best offer. So talking about those ones that had ended, we'll go back to down here to the January and start from there. There's an 8.5 for $35,180 bids, but this is well before the spike. This one is kind of before the spike too here, $38,900 on an 8.5, $37,180 on this 8, which is on the 4th. Here's another authentic altered $12,800 February 8th, for 70, it had 73 bids. So here's a BGS 8.5, $55,600, 92 bids. This is on February 15th. He has this other label because he cracked it and sent it in, trying to get better subs, and he actually got worse subs. So he's showing that label there. It's kind of funny. So here's a BGS 6. That's what I'm talking about. This BGS 6 sold for $31,150 bids. So that's really high, and it's a lot higher than those than all of that data, those sales histories that I just showed you. So, but this 6, they don't carry it in the database, so we can't confirm this or not, but I'm pretty sure it would be good coming from PWCC. They kind of look at their bids and very carefully. So here's a BGS 8.5 that sold for $52,650 bids. So that's more of an accurate sales point right there. Here's a 7.5 for $32,678 bids. So this is on the 18th as well. So yeah, maybe the 6 is a little inflated if you look at the 7.5, but this did have I believe this card right here had 395 subs, which made it kind of like a premium card. So that's why you have that high price. See, if we look at these subs, there's 385 subs. That's what's going on. 385 subs and a 55 on the corners. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe a premium card. Hard to say. I mean, it's just in the eye of the beholder here. You know, it's just whatever that particular buyer saw in this card. Maybe to him it was more of like a premium card. So let's look at the summary. PSA 10. So this is how this works. These green columns here, I got it labeled here. Highest confirmed sell. Confirmed sell. Even if you've seen other sells and you say there's higher sells out there, well, these are the ones that are confirmed by Card Ladder. So they contact the sellers and they see that the card has actually been paid for, and that's how they confirm it. So, and this blue column is the current live auctions. So the ones that are on auction only, and it's the high card. So it's kind of neat to look at that and try to see if that card's actually going to trend up to the record price. So like right here, the PSA 10 is 720,000, and we have one that's on auction right now for 576,000. This is that one that was 480,000 in the major auction house, but I added the buyer's premium. I calculated the buyer's premium because that's going to be calculated into it anyways. So 162,000 on the BGS high ends is the record price, and we have one up to 103,000. BGS 95 low end, 95,100 is the record price. There's none on auction. So this one is in the major auction house. Now this has a 10 center and a 9 surface. So you know, it's kind of a limbo card between a low end and a high end. It's, you know, it's hard. I let the hobby decide what that's going to be, because it's hard to decide if that's a high end or a low end. You know, it does have a 9 sub, but it does have a 10 surface. I mean, a 10 centering. So, you know, it's up to 103,000. So if it was a low end, it'd already be breaking the low end record. But if it's considered a high end, it's probably a lower end of the high end. So it's getting really technical in there with those subs. Here's a SGC 9.5. The record is 125,000. We have one in a major auction house for 75,000. Here's a PSA 9. The record's at 88,999. A huge spike. So one up to 50,100 right now. SGC 9 has a huge spike too. Confirmed sell 56,000. We have one up to 28,455. And the SGC 9 had a spike of 57,600. And we have one up to 11,600. And the PSA A5, the record high is 43,400. And there's one up to 18,000. So I don't know if we're going to break any records here. I got the BGS A5 to the BGS 7. So again, you know, I told you about the column. So you could pause this and kind of look. None of these live auctions appear to be getting close to the record highs. A lot of these record highs happen after those huge golden auction PSA 10s that ended for 720,000. It just spiked the whole market, and we got these huge record spikes. So I also have the low ends. It's nice to look at these low ends and see what they do. So we got the BGS 6.5 right here all the way to the PSA 1. So there's no PSA 1, there's no PSA 2 on live auction. But you can see these two lowest cards are well above 5,000. So that's still, you know, the market is healthy. You know, it's nice. You know, all of these cards spiked up real high. And this is what we always see in the hobby. You know, we'll see not just Michael Jordan, but anybody we'll see, any, you know, Trout or whoever, we'll see them spike up real high, real fast. And then they'll drop off and they'll kind of settle at a price. So we're more at a settling price right now, which is good. You know, it'll be like this for a while until the next big thing happens, the next huge auction or the next big thing happens in the hobby, and the hobby just spikes again. And hopefully these prices that we're seeing now are kind of like the floor, and it'll go back up from there, and then it'll spike real high, and then it'll go back down and settle again at an even new level. So it's just how the hobby goes. I mean, just be happy that it went up this high this fast, and all our cards are worth so much now, you know. All right, so that's my report for today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you guys got something out of it. And if you did, please just give it a like. And I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. And for you new guys that are viewing this for the first time, hey, just hit it up and give me a subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next Michael Jordan Rookie Card Market Report.